Hey all, happy Sunday, happy Valentine's Day. Here are some flowers for you. Well, they're for me, but I'm going to share them with you because it's Valentine's Day and I freaking love you. So here are some flowers for both of us. I hope that you're having, this one is kind of my favorite. Isn't that really pretty? What is this? Guys, what is this flower? I don't know. I really love it though. It's my favorite in this arrangement. Roses are okay, but they're kind of like for the masses kind of romance where like sexy little things like this are like my kind of sexy. If anyone knows what this flower is, tell me in the comments. Happy Valentine's Day. Happy Sunday. Just hanging out in my sweet, sweet bedroom. I was listening to, I spent all morning proofreading my manuscript, which is going to its readers for endorsements this coming week. So it's the first time that more than 2 or so people will read it, which is very exciting and also absolutely nerve-wracking. So I spent the entire morning doing that after I hid chocolate for everyone in the house. You want to hear something funny about living in the woods? I hid, I set up chocolate for Sully in the bathroom last night. And when I woke up this morning, one piece had been like totally gnawed on by mice. Like nothing is sacred in this household. That's what happens when you live in the woods. Anyway, and then I listened to a really neat webinar on trauma and somatic healing modalities, which was kind of cool. And now I'm talking to you. And then I'm going to go get local chicken because the kids, Bella's Valentine's Day gift to me is she's making dinner and dessert. She's making a flourless orange cake and chicken parmesan. Very excited for that. I think somewhere in me there's a little old like Italian, or maybe it's like an old Jewish woman who's like, food is love is food. I think that's both Jewish and Italian. So I definitely have the Jewish part. I don't think the Italian really crept in except in like theory. Anywho, I wanted to talk to you today about some of the things that I did in the very beginning to grow my business. Because that's something that, growth in your business is something that you always want to have. It's not necessarily always your first priority, right? Like one year it might be, growing something different, like a passion project. One year it might be creating more time, but you do always want to have growth in your business, even if it's not what you're focusing on. And at some point you can delegate pieces of your growth. Nala, come up here and stop walking around. Come up here. At some point you can stop. Come over here. Do you want to say hi? No. At some point, you can delegate pieces of your growth to other people, which is really amazing because then growth keeps happening in your business, but you're not necessarily the person whose time is spent on it. But in the very beginning, when I started in arms coaching, growth wasn't just necessary, it was imperative. And I had no team, so it was all on me. And I had nothing like an advertising budget. I didn't have a whole bunch of clients to get referrals. Most of the ways that I teach women to grow their business now, I didn't have an advertising budget. I didn't have a team. I didn't have a bunch of clients to do client like referral campaigns. I didn't have any tech understanding, so I couldn't do things like build lead magnets. And even if I did, I wouldn't have known how to get them out into the world. So I was really starting with the most basic markets of guerrilla marketing. And guerrilla marketing is something that I always teach to my clients because, first of all, I teach women to grow your business without relying on ad spend. I think that ad spend is an okay way to bring numbers to your business and get it out into the world if you have the budget. But ad spend is sort of like throwing money at ad spend when you don't have money is kind of like going to Vegas with your rent to try to get more money. Like you don't gamble your rent if, you don't go to Vegas if you absolutely need the money. You go to Vegas if you have the money and you can afford to play with it and lose it, right? And then winning it is like this bonus, but you're okay if you lose it. Ad spend is sort of the same thing to me. Like if you're really desperate, ad spend is not, especially like social media ad spend, is not necessarily a safe, secure, or even guaranteed way to bring in income and expand your visibility. So no matter where my clients are, we really rely more on guerrilla marketing techniques than paid advertising techniques. And guerrilla marketing is really at its core about getting visibility with what you do by building relationships rather than selling and pitching and paying for clients or visibility. That's what guerrilla marketing is really about. It's about growing your business through relationships and connections with people versus ad spend and like kind of slick manipulation, which is why I love guerrilla marketing. So in the beginning, I really had very little. To backtrack, in the very beginning, InnerArms coaching was parenting coaching. Mostly for mothers. So the thing that I really had out the gate, because the kid was about 2 at that point, 2 to 3, the thing that I had out the gate, I didn't have team, I didn't have real business know-how, I didn't have ad spend. What I did have was a community of ideal clients because I was a parent in the community, because people knew me, because people knew my kid, because I had different parenting groups that I was a part of because of the kid. That's what I really worked to get my business off the ground. And when I say worked, I don't mean that I was out there like selling to everyone. What it meant was that I had an ideal client audience, or an ideal prospective client audience that I could really work on serving, on being of service to. So in the beginning, and social media 15 years ago is not what it is now. So in the beginning, most of what I did was actually in person. I offered at least a free workshop a month, or very low paid. I started a newsletter with parenting tips and tools and resources. I just served my community, and everyone that I served, I invited onto my newsletter list. If they were aligned, I invited them into a complimentary call with me, a catalyst call, a prospect call, whatever. But I just was out there in real time in this community that I was already known in, serving people. And that was the first 2 years of success in my business. As I got clients, they started to refer more clients, but it was really just about being of service in a community. Now, I had a built-in community because I was doing parenting coach and because I was the parent of a young child in a really dense parenting community. But if I hadn't been, what I would have done, and this is my suggestion for those of you who are looking to grow your business and aren't using any of the other ways that I mentioned, or want an additional way that's free and really creates relationships where you sort of start building trust versus selling, is to just find where the people that you want to speak to are. Find where the people are who are struggling with the problems that you solve. Find where the people are who want what you have to give, and get into those communities and just start establishing yourself. Don't sell, don't pitch, don't direct or private message people and like pitch to them. Just be of service. Read, a lot of this right now is social media groups. Read posts, comment, offer solutions, offer empathy, offer, some tips and tools. Use client stories, not in a salesy sort of way, but in a like, I worked with a woman who had this exact problem, so I want to let you know that I know that you're not alone. This is one of the things that worked for her. This is what we did together. Offer to be of service. And, you want to be mindful with your time. So you don't want to join 100 different groups, right? Pick 3 places where your ideal client is struggling in a community container, and just focus on those 3. Be in there every other day, talking to people, making yourself known, offering your own posts on helpful tips and stuff. But remember the whole thing. Where did I just say this? Oh, I said this in the post that I've been making for how to use Focus Pocus to grow your biz and your balance this year, the workshop that's coming up at the end of the month. Instead of doing 1,000 things 6 times, do 6 things 1,000 times. So pick what those 6 things are. And just be there, be authentic, be visible. Don't do douchey, like veiled, I'm going to be vulnerable sales posts. Really talk to people, really connect with them. And if you want to understand what those 6 things are that you want to be doing 1,000 times over the next year, please check out the Focus Pocus workshop at the end of this month. I'm so excited about it. I'm going to be working with you to find those 6 things and to actually break them down into small steps that allow you to understand how to do them and in what ways it will be most effective for you to do them. Yeah. So I think that's all I want to say for today. I have some chicken to go buy and some pity posse stuff to do and a book to read and a couple of magical webinars to watch and get caught up on, and then a really delicious dinner to enjoy. So I hope you have a great Sunday. I hope you have a great Valentine's Day. I hope that you are celebrating and nurturing your love for you today, because everything good that we have starts with that love. Everything good that we have starts with that love, the love that we have for ourselves, the respect and honoring that we have for ourselves. So I hope that that's what you're honoring first and foremost today, and then adding on the love that you're celebrating elsewhere in your life. And I'm going to put the link to, we don't have a sales page. I have a newsletter that talks about it. I'm going to put the link to the Focus Pocus workshop below. Please check it out. Please join us. It's going to be really, 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 really fun. And I'm very excited about it. And it's coming up on the 22nd, I believe. It's around the corner. It's happening soon. Okay, have a great rest of your Sunday, and I'll see you tomorrow for the next in my 30 videos in 30 days series.